Go. Kamala Harris calling him a really small dude. Yahoo Finance's Sabeel Marcellus is here to break this down with us. And Sabeel, when we look at it, attacking President Trump on the China trade front is fine and dandy, but not so much if he finally gets a deal done before 2020.
Yes, absolutely. So we're seeing the Democrats pretty much in agreement. The tariff policy is not working, but they're not offering an alternative. Many of them are saying they would actually keep tariffs in place. And I want to go back to Kamala Harris's comment there, which is like the Wizard of Oz. It's like you pull the curtain and it's like a small dude's behind there. So her whole strategy during the whole debate last night was pretty much to create this like matchup between just her and President Trump. The reason why she wants to do that is because she has fallen back on the polls. The three frontrunners basically become a three-person race for the Democratic nomination. You've got Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. So Kamala Harris is just trying to prove to America, prove to analysts that she can be the one to take on President Trump, but he did not take the bait. I've been checking his Twitter feed ever since she made that comment, and he has not been attacking her. He has been responding to what she said, basically saying that, you can't impeach a president with the unemployment rate at record lows, at 3.7%, plus you've got minorities, blacks, and we saw this is true in the August report, that blacks had a record low unemployment rate of 5.5%. So President Trump basically defending himself but not naming her, so he doesn't want to help her. But I actually want to point out Senator Klobuchar's key moment in the debate, her one moment where she really shone. You can see here, we're going to throw it to the side, where she basically talks about President Trump's trade war policies and the impact on workers and farmers.
He is treating our farmers and our workers like poker chips in one of his bankrupt casinos. And if we are not careful, he is going to bankrupt this country.
Yeah, so fact check, President Trump is not going to bankrupt America. So that's not, a threat to us. But she did bring up the good points and real points that, Americans are suffering from the trade war. You've got the costing the U.S. labor market 300,000 jobs because of this trade war, plus costing consumers more than $2,000 in 2020 in terms of tariff costs. So the challenges are real. But one thing that was really great was when Elizabeth Warren talked about the fact that when it comes to broken trade policies, you got to think about corporations that moved manufacturing out of the United States. They stopped creating these products here in the U.S., put it in another country, and now we're seeing the ramifications and the consequences of that.
Sabeel, but did they really offer up legitimate solutions to the trade war? Because it just seemed like they were bashing President Trump, which I understand because, the economy is suffering for it. Sure. But they didn't really offer up any real solutions. They just said, hey, yeah, tariffs are bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a tap dance. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Trump's unimpressed.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's the strategy? Right. Trump bad, Democrats good. I mean, that's the key takeaway. But they did say things that would advance the negotiations with China. I mean, they agreed that China has unfair trade practices, that there is theft of intellectual property. Andrew Yang said that he has a friend who's a CEO who has actually witnessed workers at stations where they're looking at pirated intellectual property and that it costs American corporations billions of dollars. Yeah. But that said, they did advance in the sense that Elizabeth Warren said that there should be more people at the negotiating table, more stakeholders. So farmers should be part of this conversation. Human rights activists should also participate, unions. And also they talked about beating China with the help of the world. So you had Joe Biden talk about that and Cory Booker say that basically instead of threatening our allies with tariffs, we should basically be embracing them and helping them so that they can help us.
Yeah, and bring them along for the battle as well. Now, very interesting points of view considering the fact that a lot of what they were saying did sound like the things President Trump said back when he was running as well. But Sabeel Marcellus, thank you so much for breaking that down.